Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm going to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessing, and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad, teaching the word in truth and sincerity. I'm back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. And this lesson is going to be on the new moon initiating the Sabbaths, the Shabbats. Not a sundown Friday, Saturday sundown. That's not the correct way to keep the Shabbat. We know that these other camps are going to do what they want to do, but the truth is out there, right? So I'm going to get a few scriptures, and Lord willingly, this lesson is edifying. So first thing we're going to get is, I'm going to get Genesis 1 and 14. Right, showing you that the Lord used the ordinances that he put in the firmament to dictate seasons and times. Right, so let's go to Genesis 1 and 14 real quick. Genesis 1 and 14, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. Right, so these lights the Lord put in the heavens are for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, a greater light to rule the day, which is the sun, and a lesser light to rule the night. He made stars also. So this shows you that the Lord used those ordinances in the sky so that we can dictate when signs, seasons, days, and years are. Right? Now, when you go into that word moon, if I can bring it up. Let's see. Can I bring it up? Moon means month. It's right here. Oh, it was popped up. Let's see. Well, damn. Is it blacked out now? Well, the word moon, since it's blocked out on here, we all know the word moon, it just means month. And when you go into the etymology, online etymology, it'll show you that the word moon means month. Right? So the new moon is the start of a new month. And that new moon is a Sabbath day. People like to think it's a difference between a new moon and a Shabbat because they're mentioned separately, but it's because one day is the start of a new month, so it's like a new month Sabbath, and the other days that fall after, other Sabbaths after that, are just regular Sabbaths, right? Because every Sabbath is not a new moon, but every new moon is a Sabbath. So that Sabbath is kind of special if you look at it. It's like it's a Sabbath that dictates the new month, or it's a Sabbath that dictates what day the Sabbath is going to be on for that new month. I can say it like that. I think that makes more sense, right? So let's go to this. No, I ain't gonna go to this yet. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 43 and 6. It says, he made the moon also to serve in her seasons for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. Let me read that again. He made the moon also to serve in her seasons for a declaration of times. For a declaration of times. How do you know what these high holy days, these feast days fall on if you don't have any indicator, sign that the Shabbat is coming in? You have the moon. That the moon is what you look to know what time it is, right? We knew how to tell the moon back in the day way better now, because now you have all these lunar calendars. You have Esau telling you what it is, so we don't have to really be well understood in that, but that's how we govern ourselves. Ecclesiastes 43:6. He made the moon also to serve in her seasons for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. Right? Ecclesiastes 43:7. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that declareth in her perfection. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. And we know a Sabbath is also a feast day. When you go to, right? Let's see. I think it's Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23:3. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and a holy convocation. You shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwelling. These are the feast of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their season. Right? So a high holy day, or a Sabbath day is a high holy day, just like a new moon is a high holy day. It's a day where you don't do no work, just like you don't do no work on a regular Sabbath day. It's the same. It's the same thing, right? It's not. It's distinct in the fact that one is a new month and one is not. Simple as that. It says, let's go to the next one. Ecclesiastes 43:8. The month is called after her name, right? So, I couldn't bring up the online etymology to show you that moon means month, but when you read Sirach 43:8, it says the moon is called after her name, or the month is called after her name. So it's talking about the moon, and we know the month is called after her name. So that shows you that month just means moon, and that's a declaration for times and signs. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. Right? So when you start looking at it, it should be easy to understand that the new moon is a new month, but it also dictates when the Shabbat is on, and it's a Shabbat. It's like it itself, right? It's a Shabbat itself. Now what happened is, we go into history. We got Julius Caesar. I think it was like 45 BC when he came with the Julian calendar, and then a year later he died. Then you got 1500 years later, around 1500 years later, you have Pope Gregory VIII, who came with the Gregorian calendar. Now, these calendars are solar dating calendars, meaning that they're dictated by the sun. How long the earth takes to get around the sun, that's how they govern the times. Right? We don't govern our times like that. Like we said, you have that, but you also have the days of the week that commemorate pagan gods, Greek and Roman gods. So we don't deal with that at all. Now the thing is this: if that's how you want to celebrate your Shabbats, if that's how you want to keep your Shabbats, it is what it is, right? At the end of the day, you want to do it the right way if you're going to do it. Now, if you're just a stubborn Israelite who just wants to do it their way, then it is what it is, right? It's a lot of other things that's happening on the earth, important things that you gotta be aware of. But you want to be in full understanding when it comes to the Shabbat and everything else, really in the scriptures. You want to you want to have an understanding. You don't want to be hard-headed, stiff-necked, not to receive true instructions and true understandings in the scriptures, right? So we went into the Gregorian calendar. We went into the Julian calendar. Now, it shows you in scripture that this is that was going to happen. They were going to change times and laws. This is Daniel 7:25. It says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and the dividing of times." Let me read it again. "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws." Right? So he thinks to change times, the way we govern ourselves based off of the sun and the moon and the stars and things like that. Specifically in this case, the moon. Right? He changed that. Now we're going to deal with the sun now. Laws. We know Esau Edom comes with these unrighteous decrees. right? There's this leaving this current world in wickedness, but it's speaking on it. So now we know why. Now we can go into history and see when these things changed. When Esau came and started messing with the natural ordinances of things. Right, in 10, it says, Shlaki, where is that? And he shall speak great words against the Most High, which is talking about Esau, Edom, the kingdom of Esau. You know, Babylon the Great, the rulership, right? You got the Greeks, the Romans, right? At those times, we were all, Israelites were all a subject under the heathens, the Edomites, you know. More so, you know, Greek and the Romans, more so the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was already in the Americas. But eventually, you know, scriptures talk about how we would would be oppressed together. And so now we're all being oppressed. Now they changing everything up. You know? But let's see. This is Amos. I'm gonna go to Amos 8 and 5 real quick. Amos 8 and 5. Like it. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Amos 8 and 5. Let's go to it real quick. This is Amos 8 and 5. It says, saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balance of the sea. Right, so that's showing you right there what? Well, most people will point out, look at the Shabbat, and the new moon is separate, it's distinct. But it says, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn? Right, so why is the new moon acting if it was of a Sabbath? Because we know that on the Sabbath you don't buy or sell, because it's a Sabbath. Simple as that. It's a Sabbath. A new moon is a Sabbath. It's the beginning of the month, and it starts off, you know, as a Sabbath day for the new month, you know, for everybody to know, okay, this is the new month. This is the declaration to know this is the new month. This is the new moon. This is the new month. And every Sabbath after that is going to fall on 6 days after that, the new moon. And then after that, 6 months, 6 days, like, and then the next day is the Shabbat day. So it's showing you, it says, saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balance of the sea, because these things are wicked. And I was just wanting to do what they want to do. But it still shows you that the new moon is a day of rest. Right? Let's get something real quick. Iraq 33. Hold on. So it's lucky. Let me see something real quick to see if my internet is on. Okay, my internet was on. Let me get the scripture real quick. I won't be before you brothers for long. Let's see, put the KJV. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 3:33 and 7. Why doth one day excel another, when as all the light of the every day in the year is of the sun? By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them have he made high days and hallowed them, and some of them he had made ordinary days. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. Right, it's gonna go more into actually, let's just read it. And not much knowledge the Lord hath divided them, and made their ways diverse. So it's going into the division of man now. Just as he divided the days of the earth and made certain days holy days, certain days ordinary days, he did that the same with the men of the earth, right? Understanding that Israel is the chosen people that he chose for himself. So what I wanted to get out of that right here was, it says, it says, why doth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day is in year of the sun? But the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them he have made high days and hallowed them, and some have he made ordinary days. So he's showing you that a Sabbath day and a feast day, they're both holy days. But he still made a distinction between those 2 days. When you read scripture, it's always like a distinction. So they'll use that to say, oh, it's not a Sabbath day. It is a Sabbath day. It just, like I said before, it's the beginning of a new month, the new moon. So that's why it's separated from just a regular Sabbath day. Like I said before, a Sabbath day, every Sabbath day is not a new moon. But a new moon is a Sabbath day. Every new moon is a Sabbath day, right? So, I mean, I don't want to make it too confusing. I want to, make it simple as possible. I'm going to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKakodash. Lord willingly, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, Lord willingly, Shalom.